Hello ladies, it's Lydia with another project share. So I completed the Halloween mini for my sister. She is Olga Mad Stamper 64 here on YouTube. And I used the new Graphic 45 Happy Haunting collection and some chipboard pieces, and I even used the back cover of the packaging itself because the paper was pretty, and I try to use everything up. I'll probably even cut these up and use them. Why not, right? Why waste it? And what can I say about the collection? It's gorgeous. I love it. I love all the graphics, and the papers are just beautiful, and there's lots of bits and pieces that you can cut out. And I love all the prints except the moon guy, because I think he's kind of creepy looking. He's not cute. He's creepy. Look at those devilish eyes. He just creeped me out. I fussy cut him and he was creeping me out. So I was inspired by Beverly Kim. She's Beverly Kim 37 here on YouTube. She sent me a journal, and she used these tiny little paper bags. And I included some of these in my giveaway if you want to give the mini album a try. She used tiny paper bags, and then she just filled it with tags and all kinds of goodies. So I just loved it so much that I actually bought an entire package of these tiny bags. I have like 500. So you're gonna be seeing more of these. So this is super simple. You ladies know me. I make my minis really simple. Front and back covers are chipboard, heavyweight chipboard, and I used my Bind It All to bind it. And then on the inside I used some of the paper bags, and I also took some black cardstock on 8.5 by 11, and what I did was I folded it in half, open it up, fold it up, give yourself maybe 2.5 inches, and then fold it, closed again, and then just add some glue on the bottom, and you can add some on the sides, and then you have a pocket in the front, a pocket in the back, and then there's a pocket up on top. So that's what I did. I used a couple of sheets of this, and let me get started. I love the way the cover turns out. I used one of the images from the collection on the front. On the top here I have some twill, and I ran it through my sewing machine, my Sew Mini, and then I added some bling up on top. And then here I added a flower that Karen sent me in a rack, pretty button, orange button, and a butterfly that I punched out with Martha Stewart. And I added some stickles in the center. And then I just added a silk flower here, and I dangled some bead. So there's the image, and I used the Tim Holtz distresser and distressed all around it. This flower here I created with a Sizzix die, and I used the back packaging of the collection itself. It's nice and shiny. I like it. That's a Recollections flower, I believe. And a cute little button I received in a rec from Leonie. On the background here I used the clock images for the background. Super cute. And then it says Charms of the Witching Hour right here. And then again I added some more twill that I sewed. Did some machine stitching. This is a little piece from the collection that I cut out, fussy cut, and it just says Halloween. This clock I purchased at Michael's. I can't remember the name of the maker. And then here I have some black I Am Roses that I received in a rack from Lori Elemenia. Thank you so much, Lori. And this one is from For the Love of Art, this orange rose. So that's the cover, and then I added some tulle here I got from Scrappy K Sue, and then this ribbon I had in my stash, and it matches the back, which I thought was awesome. The light on my camera just came on. And then I have some fibers, some orange fibers. I like that sparkly tulle. And then for the charm I used a fishing lure for the hook here. They look like this. Where is it? I used one of these. So Raid Hubby's fishing tackle if he fishes, and you may find some of these hooks. And then the domino that I received from Linda Lab. Thank you, Linda. I cut a piece from the collection and glossy accented, and then I added a little wood orange bead, and then on the back I added more of the paper and some more glossy accents. So nice and simple. And it's nice and chunky. I chunkified it. that a word? I chunkified it. And I like that she can add her photos and then maybe even leave it open for display, and it has all this yumminess hanging out. So I really like that. And on my first page, I just added a library card that Karen sent me. Thank you, Karen. And I added the little tag, you know, from the library card where she can journal on. And then this is a tag from the collection. And then I added a mat here using some of the paper, and I used my Tim Holtz Distresser. Another black I Am Roses. Here's a piece of the chipboard from the collection and this really weird material. I don't know what it is, but I just put a piece there for layering. And then this was a die that I have, and I cut out the envelope, and she can journal on there, and it comes out. She can stick it back in there. And I also used some Lindy Scintillating Silver on the background. See it? It's nice and sparkly. Perfect for Halloween. And then this is a little card that Linda Lapp sent me in a rack. It's a plain card, and I thought 10 for October would be perfect. Made a little tab there with the papers with a tiny attacher. And I left the back blank. I was going to cover it, but I like that it says flinch. So I left it as is. She can add a photo there. This is a really long envelope. Marcia sent me some in a rack, and they're really shiny. I don't know if you can see it. See that? And I cut it in half, so I used half here and then half in the back somewhere. I took the paper from the collection, and I just ripped it here and folded it back. Again, I used my Distresser, and I tucked in a tiny bit of black lace. And then here's another piece from the collection. And I adhered it so she can still get her photo back there. And then inside the envelope is just a piece of the paper from the collection. I glossy accented the owls. They're so cute. And then she can add photos and or journal inside. So that goes in there. If I can get it in. I want to get a tabletop tripod because this is so awkward, this position. And then here I just added a flower, some washi tape that Wanda sent me in a rack. Thank you, Wanda. Tim Holtz paper tape. Some more flowers that I shimmer misted, and this is a fabric button. We are memory keepers, and it has like a web design on it, spider web. And I can't think of the collection for that. Oh, Spookville is the collection. And then on this side, again, I just simply added some more paper. I love the sunflowers. Again, I did some distressing with the Tim Holtz. More paper from the collection, and this is on a corrugated piece of corrugated paper. Really nice texture. And then this is Happy Haunting, a piece that I fussy cut from the collection. And then here I have a black bloomer that Karen sent me. And this little chipboard spider piece is from the collection. And then here's that black folded cardstock that I told you, the black one, where I created the pockets. So I'll show you the bottom. I just put Trick or with some black lace, and I added some twine that Jenny sent me in a rack. Scrapping Jenny. Thank you, Jenny. And then I just simply made the mats where she can add her photos from the collection. I rounded the corners. And this is another piece of chipboard. This is from a different collection. This is from, did I write it down? Last year's collection, and I can't think, it was Fancy Pants, and it was October 31st. It's the name of the collection. And right here I just have a doily that I received in a rack from Kimberly, Barely Kim, and I think she used the Cherry Lynn die for that. So this tucks back in there, and then on the other side, again, it said, you know, right here it said, sorry, making you dizzy, Trick or, and then I have Treat on this side with more black lace and another mat. And as you can see, I wrapped the doily around. There's the paper from the collection. This is really easy, ladies. And then this is a piece of from the collection, a piece of paper, the clocks that I used on the front, and I just used my Tim Holtz tab maker and made a little tab on there. And that's the other side, and she can add photos. So plenty of room for photos. Here's one of those teeny tiny paper bags, and I shimmer misted it, and I inked it up, and I have another tag in here from the collection. Little bingo card that Karen sent me in a rack, and then I tucked a bit of black lace behind here. And here's a nice journaling spot. Then on the other side, I just added a strip of paper from the collection. This is a chipboard piece from the collection, and this is a Tim Holtz Baroque, the small one, for a photo mat. And then inside, here's a tag, excuse me, and I used I think these are my last ones. Karen sent me a bunch of tags that she coffee dyed, and I added some fabric tape from Tim Holtz, added another little piece of designer paper there, and I just love this ribbon, so pretty, in brown, why not? And then this is a little folder. My sister sent me a bunch in different sizes, and I just added some more of that ribbon, the twill ribbon with the machine stitching, a little silk flower, and a piece from the collection. And then this is a piece of chipboard. This was at the top of the chipboard piece itself, and I just cut it out so I didn't waste it, and I used it there. And then on the inside, I have a little Prima clock stamp. I just sat down one day and started punching a bunch of these out, so I have them like laying around. And a tiny bit of the cute little postage stamp from the collection, and then she can journal back here or add a photo. Then on this page, I used the Tim Holtz, I believe it's Tim Holtz clock embosser, and just went over it with some black soot really lightly. And then I added a little clip here, Tim Holtz clip, some orange vintage seam binding, and then I added a little garment pin and a cute little pumpkin charm. And then this piece comes out, so if she wants to move it somewhere else. And then I added some more Tim Holtz tape here. And I did some shimmer misting, as you can see, it's nice and shiny, the scintillating silver. This is a little coin envelope, and I stamped it with, this is the Stampin' Up! Stamp, and it has like little dots and circles. And again, I shimmer misted it and inked it up, and then this is the Recollections flower that I folded in half and added a black metal button. And that flips over, and this is like my favorite All Hallows Eve stamp. I love that stamp, and again, I did some more distressing and inking. And then this is a tag that Karen sent me, the coffee stains, and I just added some Prima dispenser tape on there, and the butterfly. These are the butterfly rings, you know, like for kids. And I like to cut the backings off, and I use them in my minis like every year because I have so many of them. And that pops in there. And then my next page is another one of those, the black cardstock that I folded and created the pocket. Sorry, this is so awkward, and I have a piece of the black paper back here from the collection, the cats. And again, I created the photo mat using the paper collection, and I added some of that pretty black and orange polka dot ribbon. And then on the bottom, I just used some of the paper from the collection and this beautiful chipboard piece, and I added more of the ribbon. And again, you know, I shimmer misted everything. And then on this side, again, the paper collection, I have a large black and white paper clip and an orange button. So she can add more photos here. And here's that creepy moon guy. I fussy cut him and put him in the corner in the background there. And more shimmer misting, you can see all the shimmer on there. And then on the pocket, I added a large purple flower that I received in a rack from Sue. Thank you, Sue. And a black button and some more twine. I hope I'm getting a good shot of everything. Here's a black tag. I've never seen these before. I received these in a rack. And I really love the look of the black on here. And again, I have a Recollections flower, another fabric brad, shimmer mist again, and then I used the clock piece with the witch for the pocket. And this is the other half. I used half of it on another mini album, and this is from My Mind's Eye, I believe. Yeah, My Mind's Eye journaling card. And then right here I added another, I just punched a hole on the corner of the tag, and I added another garment pin and some lace. And then I added this witch chipboard piece from the collection. And I added some purple magic mesh that I received from Wanda in Iraq. Thank you, Wanda. Miss Melody. Melody sent me the black tag. Thank you, Melody. And then I have another Recollections flower and some bling and flatback pearl from Elizabeth's store, Beauty Bomb Bomb Creations. My next page, I love this paper with the huge clock, so I did like the little witch pocket here. And this is another one of those papers that I folded, the cardstock. So here's I added a little twill up on top. and I added a flower back there. That's Recollections with a black metal button. Again, I shimmer mist it. And then on this side, I have chipboard piece from the collection where she can journal, some more twill, and some more paper, some more photo mats, and she can also add a photo here if she wishes, or journal in a white pen would look cool. And here's another paper bag, and again, I used the Stampin' Up! Stamp on the corner there. And here's a piece of paper from the collection. Very pretty. And here's another tag, and I just stamped my favorite All Hallows Eve stamp and added some black ribbon that I received from Pam, the one and only Grand. Thank you, Pam. And on this side, again, Baroque die, and I used the back of the packaging of the collection itself. And here's another piece from the collection. This is the other half of that envelope that I sent you. I'm sorry, that I showed you in the beginning, that Marcia sent me the rack. So this is the other half. And I added some of the spider paper. I created this lace flower really quick. You know, it's really easy to make, and added the button. And then inside I have this card in here. Favorite things, what does it say? Favorite things about Halloween, 1 through 10, and she can journal on there. That's from a separate collection. That one's also from, oh, I can't think right now. I should have wrote it down. I'll write it down in the description. And then I added some brown trim here. It's very pretty. And then on the other side of the envelope, some more paper. And here's another flower that I shimmer misted, and that's a bottle cap that I received from Jenny, Scrappin' Jenny. And I added the creepy moon face dude in there. And then on the last page, again, I used the moon paper, and I just distressed him. And this is a Jenny Bolin calendar card. It says October on it. And that can be removed. And then I used altered a little clothespin. I just added some of the paper and Halloween on this side, and the spider. So that clips on there, and she can move these pieces around and put them in the pockets if she wishes. And then on the back of the mini, sorry ladies, it's so long, I try to go quick, is the paper from the backing on the collection. The packaging, I used that for the back, and I used this gorgeous black trim with the pearls inside, so pretty. And there's the pin, it says Halloween. So that's my Halloween mini, ladies. Thanks for watching. Post a comment if you wish, and subscribe. Have a fabulous day. Bye.